Showcase. I'm of course Kevin, and today I'm going to be painting more battlemechs for the game Battletech, and I have a lance here that I put together for the mercenary faction, Grey Death Legion. So I think I had one or two that had a mech warrior card associated to the mech, and then the rest I just kind of put together. So what we got here first off is we got the Marauder. And then we got the Phoenix Hawk. And then these next two are basically part of what they call premier figures. You actually have to put them together, and they got different options for the limbs. So this one here is the Iris. And lastly, we have the Rifleman. Okay. So as you can see, none of them are primed, so I'm gonna be priming them very soon. Got to be very careful though, because it is very cold and it's very windy outside. So I got to make sure that the primer doesn't blow back on me or on the camera. So I'm going to be doing that very soon. So stay tuned, and I will be right back. All right, I'm back, and I'm gonna get started on priming these battlemechs. Sorry about the shadowing here. Alright, so here we go. Alright, as usual with these things, don't worry about it if it looks like it's bubbling up or whatever, because as it dries, it will set in. And it'll settle into all those little crevices, so this way when you do the wash will sink into those too. And once that happens, as you've seen in some of my other videos, the mechs come out looking pretty darn good. And unfortunately that time, the wind blew the freaking primer back at me. Alright, well, all four of them are done. So we're going to let that primer dry, and then when we come back, we're going to start on the base coats. The base coats for the Grey Death Legion is gray, so I just got to decide which gray I want to use. Alright, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back, and the primer is now dry on these battlemechs, and we're going to be painting them in the colors of the Grey Death Legion, which basically is mostly gray. Yeah, I went through the camo spec site, and that's pretty much all it said was gray. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be using, actually I was originally thinking of black for the guns and the cockpit window, but I had remembered I said I was going to start using the color gunmetal for that. So I'm going to use gunmetal on that, and then we'll do black on the base. Alright, so let's just get to it. Alright. Okay, I'm going to use a dark gray, because I do get that this is a gray primer. So, I'm going to use a dark gray so that it stands out more. And my opinion, it'll look better. Alright, so here we go. Okay. Yeah, already I can see it's going to look good. So this one here, actually most of with the exception of the Marauder, these were all mechs that I had to put together, those premium, the premium ones that I was mentioning. Yeah, eventually, I might get them again when I have the means to, because it's always good to have multiples of mechs, especially if you want to build lances for different factions, because a lot of them do use the same mechs. Or if you just want to have more than one of a certain type of mech in a lance, there you go. Then you would have them available. Now, personally, I think what I would wind up doing if I did something like that is I would have a lance of just atlases, because I kind of really enjoy the whole idea of the Atlas is like a walking fortress. All right, gotta start getting from the bottom here. Here we go. Yeah. So and then of course it would also work out well when we finally start to do campaigns. They have a they actually have a whole outline for a campaign in one of the manuals that they have. There's like so many of them. Like, well, maybe not manual, like a source material, and they do have a lot of that. There's like, if you go onto Catalyst Labs, they have so many that you can download as PDF files and just print them out when you want them, if you need them. Otherwise, you could just leave them on the device if you don't mind using the device to access the content. Yeah, so there's a ton of source material, and it looks like they're always putting more. It's like I'll go back like after I think like a couple of months, and I'll see like a whole bunch of stuff that I've never seen before. And I don't know if a lot of it is just reprinting of old stuff, or if it's new material. Because I think they're always trying to come up with new material. They're not always going on the old stuff. Okay. So, as you can see, as you will see actually, because this is the first mech that I grabbed, I'm going to be using the assembly line method. So, basically it's take a color and then go down the line and put it wherever it's needed on everything, on all the mechs. Alright, let's... Alright, good. Excellent. Next, alright, rifleman. This is yet another one that I had to put together. Okay, and this, well, probably the one I'll grab after this. It kind of looks like the mech is off balance. Just the way that the legs came out, and way that it came, yeah, I tried it again. It's just the way that the way the legs came to be attached, and then to the piece, and then attached to the base. It just kind of got awkward, and tried to make it look as as good as I could. So, with any luck, it'll work. Okay. All right. And I know I talk a lot about the computer game tactics. I have to admit I haven't gone back to it in a while because I've been playing some of the other games that I have. Lately I've been going back to a game I really enjoyed really enjoy, called Stellaris. And I don't know, I feel kind of awkward with the whole idea of recording myself playing those types of games, especially for right now, because the computer I have is so obsolete that it's pretty much unusable. So I've been using my Steam Deck to play this game, as I do with pretty much all the other computer games I got. Yeah, so I'm going through a whole big campaign with that. And I don't usually take it to the end, but I'm going to do my darndest to do that this time. Because that game is always changing, always evolving. I don't think everybody likes that type of thing. Me, I don't mind it, because I'd rather do that then come out with new versions of it and feel compelled to get them, you know, because it's like a separate game. This one they just keep adding to it, which I like. I like the whole idea because, you know, it's like until I'm able to, I can still play the older versions. And then when I have the means to, I can just download the content and access all the new stuff, which they were doing with the Battletech game, but they only did it for a very limited time, and then they stopped. Kind of wish they would go back, because one thing I wish we can do on that Battletech game is field more than one lance of battlemechs. There are so many missions where I'm so severely outnumbered. You know, and I get it that that's why they have the harder ratings, but you know, kind of like would like to have a chance at at winning some of those missions. So this one here, the feet are kind of like off the base a little bit, so when I do the basing, I'm going to make sure it gets underneath that. And this is the one I was talking about. See, it's quite a bit of a slant on that. Nope. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my cat making his presence known. And that whistling was my daughter. Okay. So as you saw before when I was outside, you know, we've been getting colder weather. It's been getting windier, very windy. And, you know, sometimes, you know, some nights it's like gale force winds up like 50, almost at 50 degrees, almost like 50 miles an hour winds. And a couple of times I was doing the priming out there, the wind was blowing it back at me. But thankfully it doesn't really cause too much of a problem, but I'm always mindful of it. Okay. Okay. Alright, so yeah, like I said, with these battlemechs, it was like their premium ones that you get to put together. I still miss, though, the sight iron wind metals. I mean, granted, the mechs were all made out of pewter, and you know, the more you accumulate, the heavier your bag's going to be when you try to carry them out, if you even are carrying them out. But they did have pretty much a choice of every single battle mech that was in the game. And they had all the vehicles, and they had all the infantry, like all the battle armors and clan elementals and all that other stuff. I mean, I'm still waiting for the Kickstarter. Still waiting for that. But, you know, so far they're only introducing vehicles. They haven't done anything for the battle armors yet. But I will say this, they have the clan elementals, so at least there's that. Alright. Marauder's bigger than I thought of originally. So, as far as the Marauder goes, it might be, I think when I ordered the Kickstarter, I ordered a Lance pack for Grey Death Legion, and it might have this in there. Not entirely certain of that. In fact, even if it did have like a description as to which battle mechs were in it, I don't even think it's even available to see again. I just hope that this Kickstarter stuff comes out soon, or gets shipped out soon, I should say. I did get a email recently stating that some of the downloadable content was going to be available. And someone's trying to call me. Ain't that nice?
Call from Alan, Captain.
Alright, I guess I gotta take a break. That is actually someone I have to answer. Alright, let me deal with that. I'll take a break and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Call's done, and I'm going to be finishing up the base coat on the Marauder. So just give me a sec. Put this back on. Turn this back down. Okay, so yeah, it's actually my ex-wife. Wanted to, I guess, bring me stuff. You know, the kids are here, so she wanted to bring some stuff over. All right. Okay, so so once I'm done with the base coat, we'll let the base coat dry, of course. And I'll come back with the gunmetal color. Oh, I'm sorry if you heard that. That was my stomach saying, hey, I'm empty. You should be filling me. Of course, I say, hey, wait for dinner. We're having something nice. Yes, I'm making London broil tonight. Always a good time had by all with that. Okay, let's get almost done. It's amazing how when you're looking at a piece from another perspective, you see a spot you missed. So many times I see a spot I missed. Okay, looks like that is, nope. See a spot I missed. A couple of spots, actually. Alright, I believe that is it. Oh, right. Let's put that down. Alright, clean the brush. Okay, put that away. Okay, well, all right, so I'm going to be breaking away again. Going to give all that base coat time to dry, and when we come back, we're going to take gunmetal, do some details, and we're going to take the black paint and do the base. All right, so stay tuned. I will be back. Okay, I'm back and giving that paint some time to dry, and now we're going to start on the little details, basically putting gunmetal on the weapons and the cockpit window, as well as putting the black on the base. Alright, so let's get to it. Alright. So, let's take this out. Okay. Okay, so get the Marauder done first. Alright. Yeah, I decided, I think it was the last time I was painting Battlemechs, I decided from now on to use gunmetal for when I do this part of it. I mean, I was always doing it in black, and this is like blackish, I guess. Alright, got these two big guns on each side. Alright, and of course, how can you overlook the big gun right on top? One of these days I gotta look at the classic Battletech data sheet for this particular mech and find out what the heck type of gun this is, because it is huge. Alright, see if anything else looks like a weapon. Okay, these two on each side of this, and that looks like it. Alright, I'm gonna take a chance that these up here are weapons. Okay, and oh. Okay, alright. On to the next one, and it's weird. Sometimes these mechs have such big cockpit windows, and other times that they are tiny. Okay. So, like I've always said about using the assembly line method, you take one color, you go through all the pieces, so with gunmetal I will get all the pieces, first with the gunmetal, and then I'll go back with the black paint to get the base. Okay. And boy, I wonder which are the weapons on this one. One thing I've always noticed about the Rifleman is it looks a hell of a lot like the Jaeger mech. noticed they're in different weight classes. I know the Jaeger mech is a medium mech. I believe the rifleman is an assault class. I'm not entirely certain. If I'm wrong and you know, by all means put it in the comments. Okay, so here we go. Gotta get these little areas. All right. Okay, not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. And we'll go to the last one here. Okay. So not only would this one have the cockpit window small, but it would be separated into 4 separate areas. Okay. All right. See anything else that looks like anything? And I don't see anything. So I guess that's it. Okay then. So that's it for the gunmetal. Figures. Okay. Now, let's get that put away. Okay. Let's get the edges of the base, and then I could start working on getting labels ready and getting ready for the wash. Okay. And as always, when I do the labels, I will, pretty much do them, do all except for one. And I'll do that one on camera. All right. Moving on down the line. not entirely certain which terrain I'm going to use yet. I was thinking possibly desert. Not for any other reason than I haven't used it in a while. Okay. Okay, I gotta watch out because I'm noticing the gunmetal is coming off onto my hand. Okay. All right. Okay, so got the details and we got the base. Well, got the part of the base. Okay, so we're gonna let all that paint dry, and then when we come back, I'm gonna do the, you know, like I said, I'm gonna do one of the labels. Then we'll do the, base, and then we'll do the wash, and it'll all be finished. All right, so stay tuned, and I will be right back. Okay, so that paint is dried, and I put the labels on 3 of the battlemechs, and I'm gonna do the 4th one right now. So let's get this on. Let's get to it. Alright, as you can see, I have the thing, you know, I have what I'm going to use for the terrain on the base ready to go. So first, let's get the labels on. Well, label, because I got the other ones on already. Well, this one came out just a little bit uneven, but I'm going to let it go. Okay, let's get the back one on. Okay, so now that we got that done, like I said, I'm going to use the terrain for desert, and I'm going to use this brush. I have basically, this brush is designated for this part of the process, because once you use it in the glue, it doesn't come out, pretty much. So put that down, spread it out, get it all over the base. All right. Okay, this one didn't come out so bad as far as covering the labels like it usually does. And let's just keep going. Okay. Alright, try to spread it out and get it all over, so this way, you know, this way the base looks as good as it can get. Alright, this one, a little bit of sand went onto the knee joint, but I'm going to leave it because it kind of gives it a more real feeling, like, you know, like the battlemech is kicking up the terrain and it's sticking to the actual battlemech, which could happen in real life, I'm sure. I know when I do the grassland terrain, it tends to come down and, you know, cover the labels, you know, by a lot. So I'm very pleased that the sand one that I'm using right now is not doing that. Alright, last one, and then we are ready for the wash. Okay. 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 Alright, that came out pretty darn good. It went pretty darn good, I can say that. Let's get this put away. Okay. Alright. Now, we're just going to take out the wash and do it now. Alright. Now I normally say when I do the wash, you know, I talk about it falling into the crevices. Well, on these battlemechs, it really stands out when that happens. Alright. Trying not to knock off any of the terrain that I just put on, because until the glue totally dries, it is going to be susceptible to falling off. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about the little bit of wash that drips down onto the sand. Alright, this one looks like some of the sand came off. I may have to rethink how I do that. Because I don't always want to use grassland, sometimes I want to use something different. Okay. And we are done. Okay. And here they are. A lance for the Grey Death Legion Mercenary Company. Looking pretty good. Alright, so that's all I got today. So please like, subscribe, and share this video as much as possible. Also, please check out Tabletop Jones Productions, where John and I are the two idiots playing board games. And do the same, like, subscribe, and share those videos as much as possible. And also, please check out our new Patreon channel, Tales from the Tabletop, where we will be doing exclusive game content and eventually science fiction stories written by yours truly. And you know, we're just trying to spread out, trying to get as big an audience as possible, and hopefully draw enough interest to the channels, and make these channels as good as possible. All right, so thank you once again. Thank you for watching. Please, and take care of yourselves and have a great day. I'll see you again.